You've come a long way, baby, to get where you've got to today.
Police in Riverside and Riverton are the first in Burlington County to use a heroin antidote to help people who have overdosed.
When we arrived, we found a multi-family household with heavy fire in the back of the house.
Save these precious young women in Nigeria.
Who would have thought traditional newspapers would be positioning to outdo TV in their world of video content? Customers are demanding and expecting more news, information, and entertainment when they want it, where they want it, and how they want it. Calkins is evolving to meet that demand. Evolution is a much healthier option. Fighting on the front line, Calkins employees are engaged in battles that require change and challenge, but are full of opportunities.
Said one local resident, quote, "I'll defend anyone's right to free speech, but it's the crudeness of the sign that bothers me. It just doesn't reflect well on the people who live here."
Some people are a little apprehensive about newspapers shifting from the print product to digital. But if they would sit back and think about it, it benefits them more because we can offer them so much more, and we can offer it to them immediately.
Marcia, quite contrary. How does my garden grow? With
The company is encouraging a culture of experimentation without the fear of failure.
Back at home, things took a turn for the worse. Detectives were called to Blake's residence on suspicions of illegal gambling rings that were headed by Blake, who goes by the alias Bones. Authorities charged Blake on counts of illegal gambling and racketeering. Blake was taken into custody without incident after he was asked if he wanted to go bye-byes in the car. He was taken down to police headquarters for more questioning, and he's awaiting trial.
I like trying things on my own. Sometimes they don't work out. You can't be afraid to fail. Just try to do your best and trust your instincts.
Jeff Biderman didn't want to be in front of the camera, and trainers had, let's say, the impression he didn't fully embrace all aspects of the video frontier. That was then.
Welcome to this week's installment of Game On. I'm your host, Jeff Biderman. District playoffs have begun for our boys and girls basketball teams, and our wrestling programs are continuing their march to Hershey. We'll have that and much more right here, right now on Game On. We welcome Rick Wolf into the Game On studio.
Print medium, and you're a name on a piece of paper, and now you're a face in front of people, and there's a big difference there. And I know a lot of the guys that are on the show with me have had it mentioned to them in the community. There's a communal connection now that didn't exist before. Again,
dumping somebody into the deep end of the pool, sometimes they'll swim faster and they'll swim better. And I think that a lot of the photographers were done. This was sort of done with them here. I mean, it was a lot they had to do. They had to do it quickly. I think all of them responded very well to that. And I think that, it makes you stronger if you can adapt faster. And I do think that they have all not only embraced it, but they have flourished. They have advanced their craft. They're always talking to each other about it, which I think is a major, major help. They're working with each other on technique. And
challenges were plentiful when I began. With shooting, I had to learn to hold that camera steady, to get those close shots, tight shots, to get a wider shot, and then to get sort of more action.
In the end, it's about good storytelling, capturing emotion, and touching the heart.
You might have heard of Kevin Groh, the student manager of Ben Salem's basketball team. Kevin has Down syndrome and had never played in a game before. He finally got that chance this past weekend.
We went to a spot, hit the jump shot, and it was kind of surreal. And it was like everyone was excited about it and then not really anticipating what was about to happen.
an overwhelming task. It's devastating, but it's manageable. Even though some days it isn't, but it is manageable. It certainly is not easy. Well, some of the symptoms of dementia, just became evident with the repetition, and he was diagnosed by a neurologist, and we just took it from there. It's very hard to think that this is the same person that was so strong and so capable and so well qualified to do a day's work. And look what has happened now. This is the greatest accomplishment I've ever had in my life, is taking care of him. My main focus is on reality. Whatever will be, will be. And happy ending is fiction.
You've come a long way, baby.
Here in the pediatric resuscitation room, there are a number of things meant specifically to treat children. Smaller equipment meant to treat smaller bodies, and nitrous oxide gas, a gas that can be used to calm a child during an intense or painful procedure.